Hi everyone, I'm teacher EJ. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today, I would like to talk about a question adapted from RMO 2013, which is about the remainder problem. Now everyone, let's have a look. So before we go to our question, let's look at some example. Now everyone, let's say there is a number that divides by 5, there is no remainder. And again, this number when divided by 4, also no remainder. So based on these two conditions right here, we are asked to find what will be the minimum value of n. What is this dividend? So everyone, how do we solve this question? So in this case, we say that there is no remainder, which means that n is divisible by 5 and also 4. Everyone, what is the relationship of our dividend n to the divisor 5? N is a multiple of 5. And what is the relationship of dividend n to the divisor 4? It is a multiple of 4. So now that we know about these two conditions right here, what we are trying to find is just the common multiple of 4 and 5. And everyone, in this case, we are asked to find the minimum value of n. So what we have to find is just the least common multiple of 4 and 5. And which is just equal to 20. And most of the time, we say that the least common multiple will give a short form is LCM. So LCM of 4 and 5 is just equal to 20. Okay, everyone? Now that we found the LCM, so we know that the minimum value of n is just equal to 20. And this is our final answer. Okay, everyone? Now let's look at another example. Just now in this example right here, we say that there is no remainder. What if we have a remainder? Okay, now let's say some number n divided by 5, there will be a remainder too. Some number n when divided by 4, there will be the remainder too. Okay, again, for these two conditions right here, we are also asked to find what is the minimum value of n. So everyone, how do we solve this example right here? Everyone, you see, just now from our first example, we learned that when there is no remainder, when it is divisible, it is very easy for us to find out the dividend, whereby it will be the multiple of the divisor. Hey, everyone, in our question here, there is a remainder, so we do not know how do we do it. Why don't we just try to change into something that we have learned before? Change into no remainder. So everyone, in our example right here, how do we change into no remainder? We just have to minus 2, n minus 2. And what is the relationship of n minus 2 with the divisor 5 and the divisor 4? We say that n minus 2 is a multiple of 5 and also is a multiple of 4. So in this case, we are also trying to find the common multiple of 4 and 5. And then we know that this common multiple of 4 and 5 is just equal to 20. And this is our answer. And we want to find out the minimum value of n, but in this case, it is n minus 2. The 20 here represents n minus 2. Therefore, to find out n, it will be 20 plus the 2 back. We get 22. Okay, everyone. You see that from these two examples, what do we learn? You see that when we have the same remainder, what do we do in this case? We minus the remainder and then we get the multiple. So this is what we learned from this example right here. Okay, everyone. Now let's have a look at another example. Okay. Now in this example right here, we say that there is some number n. When we divide by 5, there will be a remainder of 2. When we divide by 4, there will be a remainder of 1. From these two conditions right here, we are also trying to find what will be the minimum value of n. And again, in this case, how do we solve this question? You see that from this example right here, there is no same remainder. This is the different from what we have in our previous example. So any idea? No worry. Everyone, let's observe our example together. You see that when we divide by 5, there will be a remainder of 2. When we divide by 4, there will be a remainder of 1. Everyone, can you see anything that is common for these two calculations? We can see that 2 plus 3 we get 5, 1 plus 3 we get 4. So everyone, in this example right here, we say that something that is equal, something that is the same, is their complement. So everyone, in this case, we say that we add 3, we can get the divisor 5 here. So therefore, what we want to make it divisible is just n plus 3. And again, in this question, we say that n plus 3 should be a multiple of 5, and it is also a multiple of 4. So in this case, based on these two conditions, we are also trying to find the common multiple of 4 and 5. Since we are trying to find the minimum value of n, therefore, we just have to find out the LCM of 4 and 5, which is equal to 20. And then 20 here, what does it represent? It represents n plus 3. Therefore, everyone, in this question right here, to find out what is minimum n, we just have to use 20 minus 3. We get 17. And this is our final answer. Everyone, you can see that from this example right here, we learned that when we have the same complement, what do? We just have to add the complement to get the multiple. So this is what we learned from this example. Okay, everyone. Now let's summarize, let's review what we learned from those examples. First thing first, we learned that when we have the same remainder, we just have to minus the remainder to get a multiple. Second, when we have the same complement, you just have to add the complement to get the multiple. So this is what we learned from the example. Now everyone, let's go to our question. Now our question is say that a cake seller makes more than 400 but less than 500 pastry. If we put 3 pastry in one box, the last box will contain 2 pastry. If we put 5 pastry in one box, the last box will contain 4 pastry. If we put 7 pastry in one box, the last box will contain 6 pastry. If the price of one pastry is $20, how much money he will make? Okay, everyone. You see, the first sentence of this question, we say that more than 400 but less than 500. This is one restriction, one condition that we have from our total. Then the next sentence says that if you put 3 pastry in one box, the last box will contain 2 pastry. Again, everyone, what is the information that we can get from this sentence? Everyone, we say that we put into 3 pastry one box, and then the last box will contain 2 pastry, which means that we divide 3, and the last will contain 2 pastry, remainder of 2. And he put 5 pastry in one box, the last box will contain 4 pastry. Again, what is the information that we can get from here? We say that when we divide by 5, there will be a remainder of 4. And finally, 7 pastry in one box, last box, 6 pastry. Therefore, divide by 7, remainder 6. Okay, everyone. You see, in this question, we have 3 conditions right here, and we asked to find what is n. Everyone, this is what kind of the question? This is from which example? It is similar like which example? Think about it. Everyone. You see, in this question right here, we say that they don't have the same remainder. What is something that is in common is their complement. You see, 2 plus 1, you get 3. 4 plus 1, you get 5. 6 plus 1, you get 7. Therefore, what we want to find is n plus 1. And what is the relationship of n plus 1 to the divisor 3, 5, and 7? We say that it is a multiple of 3, multiple of 5, and a multiple of 7. Again, from these 3 conditions, we say that what we want to find is just the common multiple of 3, 5, and 7. But then in this question, it didn't say that we want to find the minimum n. So what we want to find is just the common multiple of 3, 5, 7. But everyone, to make it easier to find out all the common multiple of 3, 5, 7, we also trying to find out what is the least common multiple of 3, 5, 7. And the least common multiple of 3, 5, 7 is just 3 times 5 times 7 is 105. Everyone, from here, we say that the common multiple of 3, 5, 7, they are actually just the multiple of 105. So we just have to find out different multiple of the 105. Now, first thing first, we say that our n, let's say 1 multiple of 105. So 105 minus 1, we get that it is 104. But everyone, can this be our answer? We say that it must be more than 400 but less than 500. So this cannot be our answer. Now we try the next number of 105. We see that 105 times 2 minus 1. So in this case, we will have 209. Again, this is not more than 400. This cannot be our answer. We try the next multiple of 105. In this case, we have 105 times 3 minus 1. Now what we have is 340. Hey everyone, you see again, this is not more than 400. This cannot be our answer. Now we try out the next multiple of 105. We have 105 times 4 minus 1. In this case, we have 490. Hey everyone, 490, it is more than 400. It is less than 500. Oh, very good. This can be our answer. Should we try the next multiple of 105? Should we times with 5? Oh, if we multiply by 5, it will definitely more than 500. This cannot be our answer. Which means that our n plus 1 will just be 400n. Our n will just be 490. Everyone, in this case, we said that one of it is $20. We just multiply by 20. We get that the answer will be 8,380. And this is our final answer. Okay, now everyone, let's summarize what we learned from this question. We say that when we have a remainder problem and to find out the dividend, what do we have to do is, the first thing, when there is a same remainder, we will have to minus the remainder to get a multiple. Second situation, when we have the same complement, you just have to add the complement to get a multiple. This is what we learned from all of this example and the question. So now, you can try to do this practice question and you can leave your answer at the comment section below. So everyone, you may join our WhatsApp group for more information about our activity. I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you in the next video. Bye bye.